Hello guys, Woohoo here, back with another video. This time around playing on the PTS server on the VANGUARDIAN. And as you can see here, this is his super fly mode. So if you land, you're gonna destroy some of the blocks. So this is actually a very good utility spell as well, to see how it kind of works out. And as you can see, this is the ranged attack lamp. There you go, there's the proc of the Lunar Lancer buff. And as you can see, if I change over to some of the to his at melee attacks, this is the melee attack, and you see kind of pushes them back. Here you go. Sometimes it's a little bit longer than you would like to, but that's also something I want to talk about a little bit later in the video. But this is kind of how he fights. And there you go, you can go back to the range attack and then shoot, there you go with the attack speed, go pretty fast. So actually, let's get going on and talking about the class or the abilities. So, well, first of all, I did want to talk about the weapon that he uses. It uses something called Fist, and it's actually kind of like a claw ability or claw type, but it is a new style. So we are going to see a lot of new different claws or fist types coming into the game. So that is pretty awesome. So the abilities are touchdown, which is the supercharged gliding thing that we did in the beginning. So basically, after a little bit of time flying, this doesn't work, of course, with dragons. So if you are riding around on a dragon and you fly, it won't do the thing. It only if you are like on normal wings or whatever you're gonna call them, that will break the blocks. And it's like in a shockwave when you hit the ground, and it does that shockwave. But that's pretty awesome. If you are really good at it, you can use utility like a lot, I think. But definitely a good ability. Something different than we normally see around. So hopefully that we'll see that some more in some of the other classes that might come later on. That the passive is going to be something like that, or at least flight form is going to be something different. All right. So for the range attack the range attack stance, I would call it, is you have Plasma Blast, which is basically a little like this ball you shoot out. It's kind of like the ball you have for what would you call it, for the Fate Trickster. It kind of works in a similar way. It just doesn't stun and stuff like that, but it's quite decent. For the number one ability, you have Fired Up, which increases your attack speed. I'll show that in a little bit. But it just basically infuse yourself energy and increasing your attack speed a lot. So that's quite amazing. And of course, let's see the Heroic Charge, which is that you change stance from melee to ranged, or ranged to melee, and the other way around. So it does heal you. It's kind of like you go into battle, and then when you have your ranged attack, you kind of go out of the battle, and just stay in range, like go in and go out, kind of thingamajig. But let's see how it shoots the auto attack. You can see this is the auto attack, and some of the shots you might see that it's quite a little bit bigger. It kind of works like the boomeranger, where every third shot is kind of like bigger. I don't know if it's every third shot, but it's actually something to do with his class gem that I also got, that I wanted to show you guys a little bit later. So to change into the melee attack, you actually just do a little jump there, and you saw the animation around him that actually pulls in the enemies. So it pushes them away. Sorry. In the other way, it kind of no, that's totally wrong. Sorry, when you switch, because it says when you switch to it, it's going to push enemies away. When you go to the melee ones, it's going to pull them in. So yeah, it has a little bit of pull in, like the candy bar has. Sorry, I kind of misread that in a sense. I knew it was kind of like that, but the passive is still the same. But you actually have Eye Beam, which actually deals damage to all enemies in front of you, but it also makes them take damage from all enemies. It's kind of like Superman's Eye Beams, kind of, right? But it also takes damage from all sources. So this could actually be a thing for bosses and stuff like that in Shadow Towers, because it says all sources. So they can be like, if you are kind of like using this class, you take like extra damage from like the gunslingers, the different classes and whatnot. So his number one abilities is a kinetic pulse energy, and also increases movement speed. It's quite a decent movement speed you get. It's quite decent, but it actually does this like pulse things, kind of like the pyro disc, but just like a pulsing thing instead. It does decent damage, I would say. Definitely, it's quite good. And of course, you get the number 2 ability, or the ultimate, is when you jump back and then you are in range attacks. So my thoughts kind of on, you know, the different stances, that I do like mostly the ranged one, because you have the number 1 ability and just shoot so fast when you use it. You see how fast I shoot, and when the Luna lands above, it's an insane amount of attack speed, and it actually works really well with his class gem, which actually the final hit of combo. So if I shoot like this is just like the auto attack, or you know, it's not that easy to see as a ranged, but if you hold in the mouse button, you see then it actually does the combo, as it's actually called. And like if I switch to the melee stance, you can easily see it more, like, because it like does like that uppercut thing, and that's the finishing move, and that is going to increase or slightly reduce the cooldown of your other abilities. So that is pretty awesome. I think that the class gem is absolutely necessary to make it even more awesome, the class. So I've been testing around, playing a little bit on it, and like I said, trying out with the Lunar Lance above, it works really well. Like I said before, the knockback of the melee is a little bit annoying. Sometimes you do hit them quite a long way, so it's kind of annoying. I would like to see the knockback being a little bit less of a knockback, kind of, or maybe like just punching them up so they actually go up in like a straight line. You know, kind of, you know, Goku style or something like that. You kind of punch them up in, or Ryu actually kind of style, where you punch them up in the air like that, instead of punching them away from you. Also, that is going to be annoying for other people in group play and stuff like that. I know how much the Boomeranger actually has issues, because it has the random big bomb thing that just goes off, and then it shoots the enemies far away, and it's kind of just annoying for everybody. So definitely, I would say that maybe change that a little bit. I like to see it like being like a vertical kind of knockback, if you can say it like that. But definitely, I prefer, like I said, the fell down, the ranged attack. And you can also kind of use this in melee. You don't have to be like ranged at all. But definitely, this is very nice. I haven't used much the second ability. Like it kind of feels like it's, I don't know, maybe you just shoot them like that, like holding the one button and shoot this one. I don't know, but it does decent damage, so it's definitely something you have to with. And I think this is going to change not the tank meta of Trove, but it's definitely going to change the like the ranged attack and stuff like that. It might be like you switch over to the melee, and then you use your I-beam for extra damage, and then you basically do a little bit of damage here maybe, until you can get your number 2 ability back, and then you hop back in ranged attacks, because there is quite a long, as you can see, cooldown on it. So it might be like that. You just keep switching stance. You might be just stance dancing, or whatever you can call it, to go in and out like that. But I definitely don't see him as a tank at all. I see him as a you know, as a different thing. And then you switch over and you fall down, of course. But then you shoot again. You go ranged and you just go do damage for until you can go back, and then you basically are kind of like a utility in that sense. But definitely a very fun class to play in dungeons. I do like it a lot. Definitely, just mostly I keep myself in ranged attacks, so definitely it's pretty awesome. And if I didn't say so, it's actually physical damage. So I probably didn't say that, but you probably saw that on the fist. But it is actually a physical damage character, even though it's also ranged and stuff like that. But definitely a very, like I said, very fun class. So if you like this video, or you like this class, comment down below what you think about the new class and stuff like that. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!